Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. Friends, I have here drone video recording of marathon. Okay, there are people which basically running for marathon, and I have here a drone video recording of marathon. So simply what we are going to do, we are going to use our yolov8 pre-trained model and we are going to create the counter for people. Okay, but we are going to use drone video recording footage. Simple. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, for this project, first you need to install opencv and yolov8 on your Windows machine. So this is Windows 11. Of course you can use your Windows 10 machine also. I have already created the video how to install Thony Python IDE, then opencv and yolov8 on Windows machine. I will mention video link, watch video and install all these basic packages. So for today's session, I have created here a repository, and the repository name is drone view people counter yolov8. Okay, so I will mention the link. You need to simply copy and paste the link inside the browser, then go to the code, and we are going to simply download zip format repository. Okay, so remember one thing friends, if you don't know how to track and how to detect the object with the help of yolov8, I have already created the video. I will mention video link, watch video, then you will get the basic idea how we can use yolov8 and how we can track the object with the help of yolov8 and our tracker. Simple. So we download our repository. So this is what our repository. Simply what we are going to do, we are going to simply extract here our repository. So let's just extract as a folder. Okay, so this is what our folder, go inside the folder, and then first we need our video file, of course. So just open the download.txt file. This is the link of our video drone footage. Okay, so let's just minimize all these things, open new tab and press Ctrl+V. It will paste our link and it will open the mega cloud link. Simply click on download and it will download our video file. So done friends, as you can see we have our video file ready. Simply go in show in folder. So this is what our video file. So right click, and what we are going to do, we are going to extract our video file. So simply click on extract here. It will extract our video file. So we need to move our video file inside our main repository. So just right click and we are going to cut our video file, cut and go inside our main repository and just paste it. That's it. So first what we are going to do, we are going to run our video file. So just open the video file, and friends, as I mentioned, this is the drone view, or we can say this is the aerial view where people are running for marathon. So our target is what, we need to create the counter for people with the help of yolov8. Okay, so I have already created the video how to use yolov8 for object detection. So I'm not going to explain how to use yolov8 for object detection. We are going to start from tracking process. Okay, so if you don't know how to use yolov8 with the help of opencv and Python, I will mention video link, watch video, then you will get the idea. So for this session I have mentioned the basic code where we have object detection with the help of yolov8 pre-trained model. Okay, so this is what our video file, and our target is what, we need to count each person. Okay, each person. Simple. So ready. So what we are going to do, we are going to first open our main.py, the basic code. Okay, so I'm going to minimize all these things and right click, and let's just open with our Thony Python IDE. So this is what our basic code, where we have yolov8 as .pt pre-trained model, and I have mentioned here a video file link also, not link, basically I have mentioned the video file name p3.mp4. Then this is what our coco.txt file, where we have all the classes, and we are going to read the classes one by one with the help of our yolov8 class IDs. So here it is, as you can see, because we want to detect here only one object, which is the person. So I have created the condition if the person in our C. So C is basically our class variable. Okay, as you can see, class list. This variable is represent our coco.txt file, which we have inside our repository. Here it is, as you can see, coco.txt. This is what our file. Simple. So this is the basic code for object detection. So now we are going to run our code, and of course it will download first our pre-trained model, then we will have the object detection with the help of yolov8. Okay, so let's just download our basic model first. So friends, as you can see, it's detecting each person separately. So we can simply say yolov8s is the best model for object detection. Okay, it's detecting each person separately. So we have our object detection. Now what we want to do, we want to track each person, means we want to assign the ID for each person. So for that we have our tracker. So inside repository I have mentioned tracker.py. Simply we are going to call our tracker.py. So here it is, as you can see, from tracker import all. So I have mentioned the tracker file inside our main file, and we are going to call our tracker.py in our main.py. We are going to basically import all the things from our tracker.py. So let me show you here, because I have already explained all these things in previous videos. So this is what our tracker.py. Okay, and here we have a tracker class. So we are going to simply use here our class. So I have created here a tracker is equal to tracker class, because inside our file we have tracker class. So tracker is just a variable, and this one is basically the class. Then we are going to use our update function, and we are going to send object detection rectangle coordinates. Okay, simple. So let's just scroll down, and where we have detection if the person in C, so we need to send our x1, y1, x2, y2 in our tracker file. So for that we need to create the list. So I have mentioned here list. So simply what we are going to do, where we have our condition, here we can say list.append, and of course what we want to append, we want to append our rectangle coordinates, because the rectangle coordinates is basically our object. So x1, then y1, x2 and y2. Simple, that's it. So now we have our list. So simply what we are going to do, we are going to create a new variable. So first let's just check it is in line. So it's in line now here. So let's just create the new variable, which is bbox id. Okay, let me check again if it is in line. Yes, I think it's in line. So bbox id is just a new variable, and bbox id is equal to, we need to mention our tracker. So tracker variable which we mention here, tracker is equal to our tracker. So we need to call the tracker, and we are going to mention our update function which we have inside our tracker.file. Okay, so simply here we can say tracker dot our update function, and inside that we need to pass our list which we create. Okay, our rectangle coordinates. Simple. So we have our list ready. Oh sorry, not list, we have our bbox id ready. So now what we are going to do, we are going to simply create a for loop. So for bbox in bbox id, now with the help of tracker, again we are going to track basically the person. So again we have new rectangle coordinates and new variable which is the id, because with the help of tracker we are going to track the person. So how to know we are tracking the person? Of course we have rectangle coordinates, and then we are going to assign the id for each person. So we need a new variables for a rectangle. So x3, y3 and x4 and y4, and the new variable which is the id is equal to our bbox. Simple. Now we have our rectangle coordinates, so simply we can draw the rectangle. So we have already rectangle method c2.rectangle. What we are going to do, we are going to only change the coordinates. So x1 will become x3, y1 will become y3, then x4 and y4. Simple, x4 and y4. That's it. Now we need to put the id on each rectangle top left corner. So str id and top left corner, our rectangle top left corner is basically x3 and y3. That's it. So if I save the code, if I run the code, so friends, as you can see, we have enabled our tracker and we are tracking each person, and we assign the id for each person. For this person, as you can see, we have 45, then for this person we have 96, for this person we have 107. Okay, So we are successfully tracking each person and we are assigning the ID for each person. That's it, we have done with object detection and tracking. Now what we want to do, we want to create a counter. So for that, simply we are going to use cv2.line function. So let's just first stop our code, means we need to freeze the frame. We are working with one frame, means a first frame. So let's just first close our tracker.py. So this is what our first frame. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to simply create the line, and as I already explained in previous video how to count the objects with the help of line, simply we are going to create here a line, then we are going to create a center point for each object. Then simply we can say if the center point of object touch the line, then we can simply count the person, or we can simply create the counter. Okay, so here we can see let's say here simply we can draw a line here. Okay, so inside the shell, because we have a mouse function, so we can simply get the coordinates. So let's say here we want to draw the line, so start point is here 335383. so let's just mention here 335383. so 335383. okay, 335383. so 335383, I think here. Okay, here. So if I go from here, let's say over here, endpoint 696377, 696377. okay, 696377. so now we have our coordinates. Simply we are going to draw a line. So let's just create our cv2.line function, cv2.line. Then we are going to draw the line on our frame. Then this is what our first coordinate, our start coordinates 352383 and 335383. okay, and then we have 696377. this is what our end coordinate, and then we are going to create a color. So let's make 255, means 02550. so let's make green, and then thickness let's say 2. okay, so if I save the code, if I run the code, and as you can see friends, there is a line. Simple. Now what we are going to do, for creating our condition, we need to mention the y coordinates same as here. Means this is what our start line coordinates. So this is the x and this is the y. So this is the end coordinates x and y. So if the 383 is here, so here also we need to mention 383. So let's just say 383. okay, so if I save the code, if I run the code, and as you can see, now there is a perfect line. That's it. Now we have our line ready. Now what we are going to do, we need to create a new variable for line 1, which is cy1. okay, so let's just create here our cy1. cy1 is equal to what? cy1 is equal to our y coordinates of line, our y coordinates. So our y coordinates is basically 383, our line y coordinate. So cy1 is basically 383, our line y coordinate. So we have now 383 is basically cy1. so simply instead of number, we are going to mention cy1. cy1 here also cy1. simple. That's it. Now we need offset. So let's just mention our offset. So offset is basically, offset is equal to 6. That's it. We have done. Now we need our center point. So we have our coordinates here. This is what our latest coordinate with the help of tracker. So we are going to create the center point. For that we need cx and cy. So cx is equal to int, and then x3 plus x4 divided by 2, x3 plus x4 divided by 2, and then cy is equal to int, cy is equal to int, and x4 sorry, not x4, y3 plus y4 divided by 2. That's it. We have our center coordinates ready. So simply with the help of a circle, we can draw our center point. So cv2 dot circle, and inside that we need to mention frame, then our coordinate which is cx and cy. Then what else we want radius, so let's say 3. Then the color, let's make pink one, so 2550255, and because we want to fill the circle, so let's mention -1. So if I save the code, if I run the code, and friends, as you can see, we have center point for each person. Simple. So we have done. Now what we want to do, we are going to simply create our condition. So as I mentioned, what is our condition? When object center point touch the line, then only we are going to create the counter. So here we have our cx and cy. Simply we are going to use cy1 and center point of cy, this one cy. Okay, so if our cy1 is less than cy, our center point cy, plus offset and cy1 is greater than cy minus offset, then only we are going to say we want to draw the rectangle, we want to draw the circle, we want to put id as a text on our person, means on our person rectangle top left corner. So if I save the code, if I run the code, so now as you can see, there is an id on the person, those person center point touch the line, then only we have the id and the rectangle or all these processes. Okay, simple. So here it is, as you can see, when the person watch for this person. Okay, so there is no rectangle, there is no id, there is no circle. Okay, there is no center point. So when the person touch this line, there is a id, there is a rectangle, there is a center point. That's it, we have done. Now simply what we are going to do, we are going to create a counter. So here we have our put text method. So let's just say first we want to create the counter variable. So here we need to create a counter, and this one is basically our empty list, and here we can simply say counter dot append, and of course we need to pass our id. Simple. Okay, now I have already explained in previous video, when the person touch the line, it will take some time to move, or we can say to cross our area. So in meanwhile, we basically count the person again and again. So we have same id again and again. So simply what we are going to do, we are going to simply create here again new condition. Please don't count same id again and again. Okay, so let's just say if our counter dot count, and what we are basically count, we count id is equal to 0, means don't count same id again and again, only count once. Simple. So here counter dot append, that's it. Now simply after where we have cv2 dot line function, if you watch my previous video, then you definitely know what all these things. Okay, so print counter, and now we know what we have inside our counter. We have each object id, this is the list. Okay, so simply we can say length of our counter is basically our counter for person. Simple. So if I save the code, if I run the code, now as you can see, there is a 1 2 3 4, the fourth person is basically touch the line, and we have basically counter. So let me show you. As you can see, the fifth one is touch the line, there is a sixth one now, 7 1. So we successfully counting the person. When the person center point touch the line, of course we are counting the person. Simple. So now what we are going to do, we are going to simply create here a variable. Let's say L is equal to length counter, and then we are going to use cv zone put text rect method. Okay, so I have installed cv zone. simply you need to go here tools, then manage packages, and just search for CV zone, hit enter, and this one is the package. Just click on install and it will install CV zone on our Windows machine. So let's just mention our put text method. So CV2, not CV2, we are going to use CV zone, so we need to mention CV zone dot put text, CV zone dot put text is capital, put text rect, R capital, put text rect, and then we are going to mention where we want to draw our where we want to put our text. Of course on our frame. So frame is there. Then what else we want? We want to mention now F, and then like this way the variable, let's say counter, and inside that we need to mention our L, because L is our counter. So L, and then what else we want? F counter L. Then we want to mention the rectangle size, because basically we are going to insert the text inside the rectangle. So this one is basically the rectangle size, and this one is basically our text size. Simple. So if I save the code, and I forgot to mention where we want to put the text, so we need to mention the coordinates. So let's say 50 60, like this way, 50 60. Okay, I hope you all clear. So if I save the code, if I run the code, and as you can see there is a rectangle, and inside that we have text. So let's just increase the text size, font size. So here I need to mention 2, and if I save the code, if I run the code, so we increase the font size. Now it's look really good. So we already count the fourth person, because their center point is touching our line. So now what we are going to do, simply we are going to run our while loop, and let's just watch magic. Okay friends, so when the person center point touch our line, we have counter. We are basically counting the person. Okay, we are basically counting the person, as you can see. Watch for this one, touch the line 38. Okay, so friends, this is how with the help of yolov8 we can basically count drone view objects. Okay, drone view objects. So I hope you will learn something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.